Hello appraisers, this is Brandon with Choice Valuation, and this video is to show those of you who are using a Fusion MLS system how to create your custom export for use with our Spark software. So this right here is the Houston MLS Fusion system, but this video will work for anyone using a Fusion system anywhere. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm in a single family residential search. I just did a small little search here, and I'm going to go ahead and click results. So the first thing you need to do is get into the results of a search. And then the next thing you want to do is click this button right here called a grid manager. So I'm going to click on that, and this is where you set up your custom export. Now I already have one set up for Spark, as you can see, but I'm just going to create a new one just to show you how to do it, and we'll call it Spark Test. So you just name it right here, name it whatever you want to name it. Spark is probably the best thing since that's what it's for. And then you click on the very first field, you scroll all the way to the bottom, and while holding down the Shift key on your keyboard, either one of the Shift keys, left click the bottom one. That highlights every single field, so you can scroll up here and see they're all highlighted now in blue. And then you click this arrow, which is pointing over to the right, and that'll move everything over to the included fields list. So now everything is over here. I can scroll down and see that's a pretty long list, and hit save. And that's it. That's all there is to creating a custom export in a Fusion system. So now you can see Spark Test is there. And so now what we'll do is I'm going to close this. And briefly here, I'm just going to show you how to actually export your data. So you can see there were 86. I'm just going to choose a few. Let's say I want to have the first 6, or let's say 9. The first 9 I want to include in Spark, in my grid, in my total report, I should say. So all you do is you check the ones that you want to include in your grid, and then you click here under Tools and click Export Data. And right here I have selected my selected records, which is 9. You could also choose all, but obviously we're not going to put in 86 comps. So you put in 9. Spark will handle up to 15, by the way. And then you make sure here that you have selected Spark, or the one that you want to use. We'll use Spark Test since that's the one I just made. And right here you check for include column headers. It's really important that this be checked, otherwise it will not work. So make sure you check that. Make sure this one is the one that you made for Spark, and then you hit OK. And then it asks you to save your file. So you just save it wherever on your computer you prefer to save those, and you name it whatever you want to name it, and you click Save. And that's all there is to it. And now you have a file that's ready to use with Spark. And real quick, I'm also going to show you, so you would want to do the same thing. So in Houston, we have single family, we have townhouse condo, we have country homes acreage, and we have mid-high rise condos. So if you use any of those 4, whichever of those 4 you use and would want to use to get comps into your grid using Spark, you want to make a custom export for each one of those 4. So for example, if I do a lot of mid-high rise condos, I would click on that. And I'm going to go ahead and make my search using that. And I'm just going to pick an area here. Oh, there's none in that area. So let's just choose all 4. Okay, so we have 129, so we'll go into the results. And then it's the same thing. You click this grid manager icon, and you create new. Again, you can see that I already have one made for Spark, so create new. You name it whatever you want to name it. Again, we'll call it Spark Test, and make sure you've left-clicked the top one, scroll down, hold down on your keyboard the Shift key while you left-click the bottom one, highlights everything, click the arrow, move everything over, and you hit Save. And again, that's all there is to it. Now it's all set up and ready to go. So you can just close that and export your data, and you're good to go. All right, I think that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. And just to clarify, this is a one-time setup process. You don't have to do this every time. So you go in here, you set it up once, you name it Spark, and then after that, all you got to do once you're in your search is click Tools, Export Data, and then Spark will automatically be in this list. You don't ever have to do that part again. So just check Spark, include column headers, and hit OK. And you'll save that file to your computer, and that's the file you upload to Spark. All right, thanks again everybody for watching.